Hello there, hope you are doing well. In this video, I will be going over my top 5 reasons why you may want to consider skipping Yoimiya. Now, a quick disclaimer, I am not making this video to trash on the character. It's rather to give as unbiased of an opinion as possible on reasons why she may not be a good use of your hard-earned Primo Gems. If you haven't already done so, consider checking out my other video about the top 5 reasons to pull her for the flip side of the argument. The link will be in the description below. And without further ado, let's get right into the video. Number 1. She is another Pyro DPS character. Right now in Genshin Impact, we are extremely oversaturated with Pyro and Cryo characters compared to the other elements. For example, we already have Diluc, Klee, and Hu Tao that are all 5-star Pyro main DPS. We also have Zhongling, Amber, Xinyan, Yanfei, and Bennett as 4 stars. Now, out of all of these Pyro characters, only 2 of them make for decent supports in Bennett and Zhongling. And Yoimiya will be joining this roster as another 5-star Pyro main DPS. Now, in contrast, we are very lacking characters in the Electro, Hydro, and Anemo department. So you may want to consider saving your gems for the characters of these elements instead. Especially if you already have several Pyro characters well built, as it can take a lot of time and resources to build a new character from scratch when you already have one that fulfills the same role already built. Number 2. She cannot vaporize consistently. Now, vaporize is how the majority of Pyro characters in Genshin Impact do major damage. The best Hydra enabler in the game for vaporize is Xingqiu. The problem with Yoimiya is she attacks so quickly, meaning she cannot vaporize her damage consistently. This means that she'll be unable to fully harness the power of the broken character known as Xingqiu upon her release. Now, she can use other reactions such as Overload, but frankly, as of now, it is far inferior of a reaction to Vaporize and Melt, because Vaporize and Melt are damage multiplying reactions, while Overload does not scale based on how much damage you do, and it does not scale on crit rate and crit damage, which are 2 of the most important stats for doing damage in Genshin Impact. Now, keep in mind this may change in the future with Electro buffs, but we do not know for certain if these buffs will happen. Number 3. Her playstyle does not suit you. Now, she heavily relies on spamming normal attacks as a bow character. Her burst is also fairly weak, and her artifact set and bow kind of incentivize you to not use her burst when it's off cooldown. Now, if these things are unappealing to you, you may want to consider them before pulling, and definitely try her in the test run before you wish, because you may not like a character where all you really have to do is spam normal attacks, and you won't really know that until you try her in the test run. Number 4. She is sandwiched between 2 extremely hyped characters. Now, some of you may know Ball the Electro Archon is right around the corner, with speculation being that she will be the first banner of patch 2.1, and she is almost with 100% certainty coming in 2.1 based on what MiHoYo announced at the beginning of August. And also, Ayako was just released, who is also an extremely hyped character, possibly leaving your Primo savings right now low after you've summoned for her. Now, Genshin is a game about opportunity cost, unless you're a whale. The vast majority of us will not have enough Primo Gems to get every single limited character that comes out, and this means you have to make some tough decisions. Now, for me personally, I will say I really like Yoimiya's design a lot, but I am also hyped for Ball, and I don't have enough wishes saved to get both, unless I get extremely lucky. So this means I have to choose one way or the other. And I'm pretty sure many of you are in the same exact situations, leading you to ultimately decide to skip Yoimiya for Ball or maybe Kokomi in patch 2.1. Number 5. She is severely lacking in area effect or AoE damage. Now, Yoimiya mainly does damage with normal attacks using a bow. And in Genshin, bow normal attacks only hit one target at a time, meaning her AoE potential is quite low. Now, you can alleviate this issue somewhat by using animo characters such as Venti to group up enemies, using the overload reaction on multiple enemies, using Yoimiya with characters that do AoE damage such as Beidou, or using her burst, which does some level of respectable AoE damage. However, all of this is still not nearly enough AoE damage that the top characters such as Zhao or Ganyu can dish out in this game. On top of that, in the hardest content in the game, the Spiral Abyss, AoE damage is extremely relevant, as many of the hardest floors has multiple enemies that you have to take out at once, and having a character that can cleave those enemies and do AoE damage so that damage is split among both of them is extremely helpful, as that'll basically double or triple the amount of damage you're able to do with your character. Now, in conclusion, I think Yoimiya will be a solid character overall, and will be a great use of your primos if you like her. However, as stated in the video, there are several reasons why she may not be the right character for you, and you may want to consider skipping her to save your precious primo gems for someone else, like Ball or Kokomi, both of whom I will discuss further in future videos. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe for more Genshin Impact content. Until next time, take care.